Welcome back, everybody. Today's vlog is going to be awesome, unlike all that other stuff. I don't know about that. But we're going to do some super fun stuff today. We're going to check on the THC Headquarters. It is coming along fabulously. Stick around, check it out. I'm going to drive an FF. Tommy's been bugging the crap out of me, so we're going to go see what that's all about. Maybe I'll end up with one today. We are going to go run and check on the Resvani. I haven't been getting any good news on that thing lately, so we'll see what happens with that. Stick around.
This is the hardest car to get out of anything in the whole collection. At least for someone who's tall. Natalia wouldn't know. She's a shotty. She looks so good in that truck, man. Earlier today we dropped off the P1 and the wire to get washed, so we're gonna swap it with the 918. As you can see, it's very, very clean. Ooh, look at that. So drop this bad boy off and then go drive the LaFerrari, the FF. You can tell my mind's on bigger and better things. I feel like you're my dad. Like you walk in somewhere, you're like, Dad, stop. It's literally that's Steve. Your dad is bald. He is bald. My dad's super bald.
I hope George is watching this.
I almost
this.
I almost said some
Does your dad watch this?
yeah.
Sorry, George.
Yeah, watch him. Dude, Dad, you're super bald. I'm sorry. I'm with Steve on this one.
We found out that Iron Gate was building their very last building right up here in front of the community. Doesn't require you to go through the gate, so I fell in love with it right away. And then they said they had this 10,000 square foot unit that they were going to build, and I'm like, that's a perfect size actually. It's like 6 times the size of my last condo that was completely full. The first thing that I noticed when we looked at the blueprints was that there was not enough glass, so I had them do a whole bunch of glass because right outside you can see the road basically, and now all the people can come by. They're going to see our neon logo. And all the cars inside. And this is going to be open to the public, so you guys can come by and say hi whenever it is done in 6 or so weeks. Next, we wanted some awesome glass see-through garage doors, and they needed to be huge so we can fit whatever monstrosity that I buy. Like, I didn't have CO2 when we decided to do this, but now I've got this big truck, so we're all set. It'll fit. Again, see-through. Speaking of lots of glass and light, that's the exact way that I built my house, and eventually we will do a house tour, I promise you.
Speaking of lights really quick, I just wanted to know, how much did you spend on lighting? I had this like dream of the lights in here, and I'm like, Steve, let's do this. He's like, all right, let's do it. How much did it come out to in total for the lights that I chose?
So just for lights, we're at almost $110,000, $120,000.
That's how much I make in 20 years, just in lights. I know,
Yes.
that's all.
Just lights. That's what happens when you let Tommy take control of part of the project. Got 2 Tesla chargers that we just had them wire up. Got the smaller door. This is the car wash bay. So we have them run drainage. Again, place is a little messy, can't help it, but they ran some drainage so that we can have a sprayer and wash all the cars here right in-house. I don't even know. That is a good point, Tommy. Bathroom 1, bathroom 2.
Bailey's bathroom and then my bathroom, so we'll both equally poop in both. So Natalia can't have like a clean girl's bathroom.
We have a little sliding like wall so you can just look at each other when you're going.
Okay, he takes 45-minute poop breaks.
When was the last time
Every
I've done
morning.
that? Natalia doesn't even shit at work. She goes downstairs and shit in the basement because she's self-conscious about her poop.
Wait, what?
I'd be shitting.
You guys can do battling right here. And then we've got this corner office. I don't even know who's taking the office up for debate.
It's my office, we're sharing it.
And then of course the conference room. What I did back at my building for SD Wheel Fitment Industries Custom Offsets, we did all like, what do they call it? Storefront windows. So it's just a big piece of glass. Again, lots of visibility, lots of sunlight because I don't like being in enclosed spaces. Tommy had, I think it was your idea.
Yeah, I took the inspiration from Triple F. They have a super cool like office setup, that storefront thing, and they have like a spot right in front of their office where they can park like a grail car, and it's super well lit. So I think we decided to kind of emulate what they did and have like a cool spot right here for whatever grail car, Chiron SS, Jesco, whatever you might get down the road, that we could park right in front of the conference room.
And the lighting company, or you, I don't know who it was, suggested that we do a big H for Hamilton as the lighting setup. I don't know if you knew that yet, but So we're gonna have that schemed out too. The light, I know we already talked about the lighting, but it's actually gonna be really bad. Tommy and I fought about it a little bit because I thought it was like too clean, fancy, but it's gonna look really cool. And stay tuned for when this thing is done. The whole unit with polished floors, and once it's drywalled and everything, it is gonna be an awesome headquarters. And again, we hope you guys come by and check it out when all the cars are in here.
Yeah, I think when this is all finished, we'll probably have like an open house, like grand opening where you guys can come by and we'll try to raise some money for charity and hang out and eat donuts and drink coffee.
And we will try to get every single one of the cars here too, right?
It would be crazy to have everything in the collection.
Yep.
In here, that'd be dope.
Now, speaking of everything in the collection, if I haven't mentioned it yet, be sure to freaking subscribe because we're going to take every one of my cars on the racetrack in June. So that's coming up really soon. You have to subscribe. I'm most excited about that. Isn't that what you're the most excited vlog?
I just can't wait to see Steve in the limo with a helmet on, mobbing on the racetrack.
All 25 cars at once.
Rainbow underglow on the limo as you're racing.
We should do some additional underglow out there. Speaking of track day, we have a special release t-shirt that is basically specifically for this track day. And every single $5 you spend on that and any other merchandise that we have gets you a raffle ticket. Now, we are going to select 50 people from the raffle, and those 50 people will be able to go and actually be invited to the private track day event, and you can watch us all race. And from those 50 people, we're going to select one of them to ride along with me in the Bugatti, and I'm going to beast that thing on the track. This is where Bailey should show when I beasted the Bugatti on the track, and it was a little dangerous with bright orange brake rotors and such. So it's going to be a time, and you guys can't miss this. Buy merch. Again, all the profits go to charity for the merch anyway, so.
He goes, one lucky winner gets to ride with me in the Bugatti. He's like, yeah, it was super dangerous last time I do it, but you guys gotta answer. He's like, yeah, the brakes weren't working.
Yeah, we'll get those brakes fixed. All right, why don't we drop these two off at the car counter that's finished, and then we'll go grab the FF. He already gave me the keys.
Let's do it, Matt. That's service.
I know,
that's yours already. Basically, what I'm hearing to Steve bought it.
Yes, all right, let's do it. We just got done dropping off the cars at our overflow rental condo, and now we're gonna go ahead and drive that FF. You ready, big guy?
I'm hyped. You're gonna buy that car today. Just wait.
So I came here before to look at this like a week ago, and it wasn't here. But here it is. The color's actually really nice. I'm not gonna lie.
This is super similar to the SF90 that Steve has in order.
I definitely like the color. It doesn't have the dark red maroon seats like the SF90, which I think was a bad spec, but it looks good. I can't get over the fact that it looks like a hatchback. It looks like a bubbly hatchback.
Nothing bad. I think it's cool. For a Ferrari? Like, that looks cool. I don't know. That's cool to me.
You don't like it?
It's not bad.
I struggle with that. Does this really look that badass, or does it look like a goofy car? I don't know. Help me decide. I need help.
Steve, you struggle with a lot. I do. It's not just this.
We're going to see how the leg room works out on this with Mr. 6'4" Tommy. Let me see how I fit. It's no Jamera.
That's what she said.
It's no Jamera. The Koenigsegg Jamera I've got an order fits 4 6'6" people in there. Oh, thanks, Tommy. Thanks, buddy.
This car actually has something to push the thing forward for you. There's like a little arm here that pushes the seatbelt out.
Wow, that's fancy.
How
is your space back there? I could probably spare a little bit.
I mean, it's not bad. If
right,
I
cool.
were like one of your kids, I'd be happy.
All right, cool, bro. I'm noticing it's basically the exact same steering wheel as the 488 GTB, which I actually severely dislike. Let's try it. All right, it sounds bad. I do like the fact that it's V12 naturally aspirated.
So we'll be taking the FF part of the way to Cetera, and then we're taking the Yee Mobile and the rest of the way to go check on the Resvani. But we're knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone, which is my favorite thing to do. Steve can attest. I say that phrase all the time.
All right, it's definitely a smoother shifting than. That's pretty nice. I had no idea what to expect of this. I don't know if it's like if it was built for like comfort and class, or if it was built for like rawness and aggressiveness. My first minute impression is that it's a little more raw and aggressive, and it's not necessarily a luxury cruiser. Yeah.
Like, if you like Ferraris and you have kids and you want to go golfing, this is the Ferrari for you. Like that's kind of like, I feel like this is a lot of people's second Ferrari because they enjoy their 458 or their 488 or their F8 Tributo, whatever it is. This is the car they get the daily because you like your coupe so much. This is just more practical.
Here we go.
It's not bad.
This thing feels really familiar, like a car that, you know what it feels like? The Rolls Royce. Honestly, like acceleration-wise.
I love the Rolls.
It's a little more jerky, but when you get on it, it both slightly sounds and feels like the Rolls Royce. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty bad for like a little station wagon.
That's what I'm saying.
For a hatchback.
To grab your kids from school or
That's
like
not bad.
Bring this golfing.
Not bad for a hatchback.
But if it was straight pipes, like, so my thing is, you're 48, you genuinely don't enjoy driving without an exhaust.
Oh, absolutely
So
not.
imagine how much better this car would be, a front engine V12 with straight pipes. It would be insane.
I agree. I'm making mental notes, one of which is to fire Tommy.
He might. You won't.
Let's just
do it. I dare you. Do it.
I would never. Here we go. That's pretty fast.
Yeah, that moves.
That's pretty fast.
Come on.
If you look at it through the lens of it being a 4-seater, like family car from a supercar brand, it's pretty fast. I'll give you that.
If you look at it through the lens of exactly what it's made to do,
Yes.
it's good.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting how that works.
However,
You can't compare it because I feel like you're comparing it to like your Bugatti and like all your hypercars and supercars. Like you can't
But
compare it to those.
unfortunately, that's what Steve has to, like.
I know.
That's what he has to do because those are the cars he drives. So like, why would he go in his garage? And that's
go
what
less.
makes my job difficult. Is like, how am I going to find him a car that's under $300,000 that he's going to walk in his garage and be like, I want to drive this instead of my Bugatti? Mm-hmm. It's impossible.
it's true. I think that my synopsis on this car is that it didn't like wow me where I was like, wow, this thing is incredibly amazing. However, this is a $125,000 to $150,000 car you can find these things at. So like for the value, getting a Ferrari that seats 4 people for $125,000 to $150,000 with a front engine naturally aspirated V12. That's actually, like, I was stunned when I looked up the pricing of this when you suggested that I get one. I was stunned that they could be that cheap. So maybe this is the best supercar that you could get that seats 4 for the buck, and or the only one.
There are a few. I mean, it depends if you want to count Mercedes, BMW, Audi as like the wagons.
Yeah.
I think this is much more of an exotic, like true supercar than those cars. But I don't know. I see a lot of value for the amount of money this car is.
So right now it's a no, but I have zero doubt they're going to sell this thing quickly because the price is right. It might be the only one in this color in the world, and it still was fun. It just didn't. I needed like a 10 out of 10 on the wow scale, and it just didn't get me there.
Hey, Steve, am I a 10 out of 10 on the mouse scale?
You're like an 11 out of 10, bro. But in the PP department, you're like a 2 out of 10. Quick pit stop at Starbucks because these fools can't go freaking 6 hours without Starbucks.
He's right. He's right.
Day in the life.
A day in the life.
Tad's gonna drive CO2. I can't wait to see how much this thing's gonna cost. At least when we put premium in there. It just stops at $125. Like, it's not even gonna fill it up. Let's see how full it gets.
Almost.
It's like 90.
It's like a tick off, like a millimeter off.
Ah.
Millimeters count.
As we go to get the Resvani, I genuinely enjoy that thing. I would probably straight up damn near daily that thing. I bet it would be my second most driven car next to the Tesla. I'm just saying. We are at Soterra Tuning out in Bufu, and we are I'm genuinely nervous. I'm actually nervous. It's basically gonna be, is this thing gonna be done in the next few days, or is this thing out of commission for a month or two?
You blew her up good.
Oh no.
I'm the last one who drove it.
What up, doggy?
It wouldn't be from jumping it off a hill, would it?
It's not a good start.
It's melted.
Wow.
So you did that in 3 cylinders?
Why does that happen?
So this is caused by extreme heat. So what that could be is bad gas, a lot of detonation going on.
Yep.
Tuning, if it is a modified tune, I don't know if it's a modified tune or not.
They did the tune, and I always put premium in it.
What else happened in there is we took a couple pictures of the combustion chamber,
Yep.
and the cylinder walls are scored as well. So
Oh no.
yeah, so we put new plugs in it. It runs fine now,
Okay.
but compression is low across the board in all the cylinders, but it's equally low across. So that means this thing was just getting beaten to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I wonder who that was.
That's super weird.
Yeah, no, the big thing about it is any engine from the factory, like
Yes.
this one,
Yeah.
they put it on a dyno and they test it out. So
Yeah.
the only reason they really, from the manufacturer, they tell you to break an engine in is
Yes.
just to check to make sure there's nothing wrong with the whole vehicle.
I got you.
In regards to the engine itself, it's already broken in.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's fixed as good as
It's
it can
right.
be.
The issue, the misfire, the hesitation was because there were
Yes.
spark plugs that weren't sparking. So you were down multiple cylinders. So again, what we just did now is we brought it back where you can get all of your cylinders
Yeah.
to fire. The scary part is when that happens, what happens type thing. You see what I mean?
So what engine is in the car? So I'm confused. I don't think that the car was ever advertised as a Elephant crate engine,
Yeah.
but it was a 1,000 horsepower Hemi, which I had
We just assumed.
wrongfully assumed.
Yeah. So the blower on top of it is a Demon blower. So it's a 2.7 blower, which is the same as the red eyes and everything like that. From what it looks like it's stock. The pulleys are all stock, so there's no pulley down or anything like that.
How
Yeah.
worried would you be about driving this thing, period, long distance? Like, would you drive this long distance?
No.
Oh, you wouldn't.
No, I'd pull the motor out of it right away.
Oh, shit.
If it was my car and I saw that, I'd either sell it or pull the motor out of it. Yeah.
Sell it, it's fine. If you want to buy this, if you guys want to buy a Resvani Hercules tank, this thing is solid.
And it's
military.
50,000 over market. We'll keep it at that. I know that things have been crazy right now with these prices, so we'll sell it for $460 even.
Yep, engine's great.
Yeah, no plugs. Brand new plugs.
This place is badass, by the way. Like, look at the. It does have auto start. You're right. Let's hope for that still works. Watch it blows up. Boom, boom. I wish it was built like a tank.
This car truly has a lot of potential, and it sucks that Steve enjoys it so much, and it just can't handle what he needs it to handle.
Guess who's back? Back again. Resvani is back. Let's go. They don't feel hurt. We've had this thing for 5 effing minutes, and it is already broke. Genuinely wasn't expecting to take this home today. Had a minor hiccup where we're sitting at a gas station and hitting the start button, and it's just not working like 6 times. It wasn't battery. What was the message that it said?
Something about the starter protection.
Starter protection mode, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I've had this thing for 5 minutes and it's already broken. I was okay with having to deal with the engine being bad, and I was just gonna drive it until it ultimately just didn't drive. But the fact that it's gonna now just not start here and there, like now I have to bring it back to the shop. I can't just drive it until it dies because I can't start it. So, Resvani. I think the only thing we need to do is we need to give Resvani a call when I'm back at the house, and we will see you guys when we are there.
We are back from getting some cars washed, test driving the FF, and picking up the Resvani. I wanted to say a quick thank you to Chicago Winter Cars, Brighton Auto Detailing, Satera Tuning, Attitude, we're homies today, and Cannibal Garage for helping us with the Senna. Is there anything you want to add?
Speaking of thank yous, waiting on a call from Resvani. We got back here, texted them. Haven't heard back from them about the potential engine detail, so what do you think? Should we just look at an entirely different 6x6?
You know what? I actually just saw a video that Triple F posted of an Apocalypse. I feel like that could be, I wonder if they'll take a trade-in.
No, we should do a Raptor 6x6.
Maybe.
A Mega
Raptor.
Raptor 6x6.
I don't even know her.
We should play chicken with Triple F with our 6x6s.
Yeah.
Let's see who turns last.
I'm pretty sure we spent the most on our 6x6, between us, Triple F, Stradman, and I think that ours is by far the least quality, and I'd be most scared to be in ours. Ditto?
You say it like you haven't been on yours. I would absolutely 100% be the most scared because I've done it. It's terrifying.
Joe, if you're watching us from Apocalypse, you should hit us up, see if you can fix this, or probably just sell us a new 6x6 that will last more than 5 minutes today? It broke down after 5 minutes.
About 7 minutes.
7 minutes is pretty long.
An extra 2 minutes makes a big difference in Steve's case.
That's true. As a reminder, every $5 you spend towards merch up until May 10th will get you an entry into that awesome track event that we're going to do. So go buy some freaking merch. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We've got some awesome, super fun stuff coming up. The only way you can see all that amazing stuff is to hit that subscribe button. Thank you.
I'm just saying, Natalia be shitting though. Like,
With
2Ds.
2Ds!